Okay, guys, so this is Eric Garland with another episode of Success Over Stress. I'm Eric Garland, and this is Success Over Stress. All right, so pretty much what we're going to do today is we're going to look at ThinkorSwim versus Tradestation, because those are the two trading platforms that I utilize. And for a couple of years, I've been using ThinkorSwim, and I just recently transitioned over to Tradestation in the last month or so. Been learning a lot about it, setting up the workspaces and the desktops, and learning how to navigate through all the settings and changing the charts and how to move and resize and learn a lot about it. And then actually, as I was putting together this little video, I kind of decided that I really like ThinkorSwim better. Like I almost don't even want to transition to TradeStation, but I do believe that it's important to be able to utilize a bunch of different tools. So whether or not you have a drill in your toolbox and you got the regular drill with the power, but it's also nice to have an impact drill sometimes. So I want to have a diverse toolkit. So let's look at I guess I can't do it all at one time. Let's look at ThinkorSwim. Can I share them both? No. Okay, so we're looking at ThinkorSwim, and so one of the things I want to note on ThinkorSwim is that so we just look generally at the comparison of the two, and I'll just note the pros that I see from both of the platforms, and overall why I think ThinkorSwim works better for me. All right, so one of them on the list is that when it comes to trading and kind of knowing what you're doing, where you're at, why you're making the moves that you move, that you make, you do want to have a reference point. So you want your decisions, your strategies to be based on something. So you can sit there all day and look at charts and try to come up with strategies while you're sitting there and while it's moving. But you can also look at the historical data that charts have. Now, the thing that's good about ThinkorSwim is that you can, so I'm on the screen now, you see that you can actually go back. Today is February the 20th, 2023, and I'm actually looking at the chart for GMVD of, what's this, August 25th, 2021. So that being said, this is what happened August 25th, 2021, as far as the price action on the chart. And then this is the time and sales data of what happened on that day. So that's really important. Now, a couple things to note here. So like I said, a lot of comparisons for both platforms, but a couple things to note here is, one, that on ThinkorSwim, you'll get so much data, you get so many lines worth of time and sales trades that happen, and it'll be under the time and sales information over here, right? But you don't get it for a long period of time. So you may get it for a span of, and I think they do it based on the number of trades, but so typically for a lot of stocks, it may span about 10 or 15 minutes or something of that nature. So you get this data for 10 to 15 minutes. And then as you get into the new 10 to 15 minutes, this data will disappear and the new 10 to 15 minutes worth of data shows up, or it kind of replaces each other as new information comes through. The good thing about TradeStation is let's see if I can quickly move this to TradeStation. The thing about TradeStation is, let's see. All right, the thing about TradeStation is that, yeah, okay. All right, so TradeStation actually allows you to have a little bit more data. So in the same kind of time and sales data over here, TradeStation will give you at least more than what ThinkorSwim does. Like I said, it's really based on the number of trades and transactions. It's not so much based on the amount of time. But either way, when you consider one versus the other, apples versus oranges, when I have them both open, TradeStation gives me more time. So it almost gives me about double the amount of time and sales data that ThinkorSwim does. However, TradeStation only has this data available for about 5 days. So if you want to look historically, to see what a chart did during the intraday portion of a stock a month ago, you need to do it on ThinkorSwim. You can't do it on TradeStation because TradeStation only gives you that historical data back 5 days. So, if you, at the end of the day, if you go through and you do all your chart reviews, your analysis and that kind of thing, that's fine. You use TradeStation because that data will be there. But if you wait more than 5 days, then you won't be able to do it with TradeStation. So that was also a reason why I'm still leaning more toward ThinkorSwim. Now, I do like on TradeStation the way that the information is broken down. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up here. I don't know what stock has recently been moving. Let me see. I'm gonna check FinViz and see a stock that's recently been moving. Because on TradeStation, it'll show that there is 400%. Nah, nothing moved that much. All right, high volatility APGN. Let's try that. All right, so on TradeStation, it'll show you. That doesn't look great, but it can show you on the time and sales data that a stock has moved above the ask or moved below the bid. Now on ThinkorSwim, it won't show that to you in a visual representation. You actually have to, do the computation in your head, or you have to do the comparison in your head. But on TradeStation, it'll show up over here on the side under condition. It'll say that it's above the ask or below the bid. On ThinkorSwim, we don't have anything like that. All right, so let me see if I can find. We got to make a couple of changes here. 2015, 2015, 17th, all trades. Let's do all trades. 2017 entire day, February 17th. Okay, and then we're gonna make this, 1 minute. Okay, it's hunting. Come on, baby. Uh-oh. My computer does not like all this processing. It's not like all this processing. I've got Zoom open. I've got TradeStation, ThinkorSwim open. All right, so it did pull it though. However, it did not change my chart to the 1 minute. Still making the decision whether or not it wants to do that. Okay, meanwhile, let's look through here, through the time and sales data. Yes, so I set up the visualization of the how it appears, the appearance of the below bid. I made it stand out so it's a nice red line. So if the stock starts moving up and then it gets some below bid transactions, then typically it's going to go on down if those numbers are high enough. And then, I mean, you can see how easily this just stands out. All these greens, all these ask orders being hit. You're lifting the ask. Below the bid, it's going to push it down. This cluster of at bids is going to knock the price down. So I like the visualization of TradeStation for certain. That's the main thing I like about TradeStation. With the exception of TradeStation, you can use algorithms. So if you know how to do any coding, which I'm learning quite a bit, you can actually set up algorithms to trade for you. ThinkorSwim doesn't allow you to do that. It allows you on a very basic level to set up some type of entry trigger, but it's not like a true algorithm that just kind of goes and resets itself. It's a part of some other system of order entries, and it's, you know, it's not impossible, but I believe that it just kind of would do one trigger and then that's it. So if you wanted to continue trading back and forth, enter and exit, then, you know, Tradestation is going to be the way to go. That being said, I had a note about that. Tradestation uses the coding language Easy Language, and ThinkorSwim uses the language of ThinkScript. Well, in my humble opinion, which I'm not a coder, but and maybe it's because I've been playing around with ThinkScript for so long, for about 2 years now, and I just started in with Easy Language in the last month. ThinkScript is easier. It's simpler. You don't have to. Let's see if I can open up something. So on Easy Language, it says it's easy. You know, on Easy Language, you have to, let's see, Easy Language. On Easy Language, you have to declare everything up top, as in your variables, and you know, I mean, of course, you know, declare your inputs up top as well, but your variables, you just do everything. A lot of things are done separately, and then even when you're declaring the variables, you have to kind of declare what the starting point number will be. So if you declare, like, I'm going to start a script and one of the variables is going to be the word cheese. So instead of just declaring cheese, I have to put cheese parentheses 0. So that placeholder, that variable, will start off at 0, and then it'll be replaced by whatever formula or whatever input will be there. But you got to put 0 every time, and I mean, it's just complicated for no reason. And yeah, so I can't even get this thing to open up right now because my computer is old and it doesn't want to do all this. I was trying to get it set up with my tablet because my tablet is way newer and faster than my computer, but I can't record this Zoom on my tablet. So there you go. All right. I guess that's just going to keep trying to load though, and it's going to slow everything else down. Meanwhile, we come back over here to ThinkorSwim, and let's see if I can get ThinkorSwim to show me its insides, its goodies. We're going to open up ThinkScript and just kind of show you what's there. No, we're not. Okay, yes, we are. All right, so ThinkScript. So, well, that's one that didn't work out. All right, so this is just a script that I made. We're going to go to edit sources, and it's easy. It just boom, pops up just like that. So with ThinkScript, you can go in, you can change something. So if I go down here and I put something, now it's going to say invalid statement, and so it's automatically not going to work for me. I could, you know, take that out and it'll work. And then, I mean, all you got to do is hit apply, and then it'll just transmit to the screen automatically. With Tradestation, you have to go up and I think it's F3, but you have to like verify after you make any changes. You have to verify, and then you have to click apply. This is just simpler, and a lot of the wording and everything to me just makes more sense. But like I said, with this, you can't trade with algorithms. So I do want to learn enough about the Tradestation's easy language so that I can work on algorithms. Okay. All right. So Tradestation is still kind of freezing up on me. With ThinkorSwim, it's way easier if you go in and you make a drawing. Okay, so for one, I can just, with the click of a mouse, I can pull up all of the drawing tools wherever I am on the page, right? So for somebody doing chart analysis and really making sure that they do their due diligence with historical studies, you want to be good and quick with the chart. So ThinkorSwim actually allows you to pull up drawings right on the spot, make a drawing, and then you can just hit Control Z and it'll undo it. Now, you can't do that with Tradestation. With Tradestation, you have to make your drawing. All right, let's see if I can get back to Tradestation. With Tradestation, you have to make your drawing, and then when you're done with the drawing, you can go back to the drawing, and then okay, I'm gonna do one here. Actually, I don't think I can make a drawing because this screen is stuck. But with Tradestation, after you make a drawing, then you have to click off the drawing and then go back and find an arrow or a pointer and then click on the drawing, and then you can hit delete. But it's a lot more steps to it. Man, this sucks. All right, I'll have something better for you next time. All right, so we talked about the coding language and the algos, and in my opinion, and I mean, you can see just by some of the indicators, maybe not, depends on what you like. But I think that when you make your own indicators and that kind of thing with ThinkorSwim, you can use clouds, arrows, bubbles, labels. You can do so many things with ThinkScript that you can't do with Tradestation. And if you want to, you can pretty much make code in ThinkorSwim that you can put anywhere in ThinkorSwim. So you can put it in the scanner, the screener, on the chart, in the columns. You can put that one code anywhere. But now on Tradestation, you have to make the code specific to where you want to put it. So if you want to put it in the chart, you have to make a code specific, for charts. If you want it on the radar screen, you got to say that it's going to be able to be used in the chart and the radar screen. If you want it to paint a bar, a certain color, then you have to set it up as a code that is specific to painting bars. If you want it to be an indicator, it's got to be specific to indicator. Alerts. ThinkorSwim, like I said, you just make the code and you can put it anywhere. And also, one thing that really, 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 really bugs me, and depending on what kind of trader you are, it probably will not ever make a difference. But I tend to actually, screen and scan for stocks and that kind of thing. So the screener is kind of important. It's actually very important to me because I'm trying to get better about just sticking with one or two stocks, SQQQ, TQQQ, something like that. But I get distracted by the shiny object. So I'm looking at, not necessarily penny stocks, but I'm looking at other stocks and want to see how they move, want to see where they are, if they're above the 200 or moving average, the volume weighted average price, see where they are. And now you can make the code that actually tells you if it's true, put in this column. If it's false, put in this column. And now with ThinkorSwim, you can set that up in the scanner or screener, and it'll automatically tell you. It'll automatically tell you. It'll update. It'll tell you, and it's fast. It seems like that processing happens at TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, wherever. Okay, but with Tradestation, when you try to set up these columns and make these complex codes that apply to your scanner or screener, so that you can only get back the tickers that apply, that processing power happens on your computer. Some of y'all have fancy computers, and so you probably never notice the difference. As you can see with my setup, it's not terribly fast, it's not terribly strong. This computer is 10 years old. It's a Lenovo and it's a beast. So, I mean, it's still holding on, but when I'm on TradeStation and I'm trying to process all these stocks, even if I have them filtered out before they go through my code, you can tell it slows down the whole computer. You hear the computer fan start, the CPU, I mean, everything starts running. But on ThinkorSwim, nothing ever happens. I mean, you just look at the screener and you'll see the new stocks come up, or you'll get the alerts and notifications. And that's another point. On TradeStation, you're supposed to be man, I wish I could pull it up. All right, let's see. On TradeStation, you're supposed to be able to get alerts. Dang it, I can't do anything with TradeStation right now. I'm gonna just close it out. All right, but on TradeStation, you're supposed to be able to pull up, you're supposed to, okay, there we go. On TradeStation, you're supposed to be able to set alerts. And on TradeStation, you're supposed to be man, I wish I could pull it up. All right, let's see. On TradeStation, you're supposed to be able to get alerts. Dang it, I can't do anything with TradeStation right now. I'm gonna just close it out. All right, but on TradeStation, you're supposed to be able to pull up, you're supposed to, okay, there we go. On TradeStation, you're supposed to be able to set alerts, and alerts are supposed to be able to alert you. Well, it definitely does alert you when you're sitting there at the trading desk, but if you step away from the trading desk, you're only able to get alerts if you get like a global alert. But in order to set up global alerts, the only way I can see is that it sets it up to send you an email. But the at least for the email accounts that I use, Google and Hotmail, I guess that's about it. But the encryption or the security behind those domains doesn't allow me to use whatever interface TradeStation uses to send myself an email. So I can never get alerts unless I'm sitting at the TradeStation desk, unless I set up an alert on the mobile app. But you can't use your custom scripts and your custom codes and that kind of thing. You can't set up as many complex alerts with the mobile app as you can do with the platform, with the computer platform. So that to me it's kind of a deal breaker as far as that piece goes, because ThinkorSwim, TD Ameritrade, you can set up all these fancy screeners, scanners, alerts, and it can push directly to your phone through the app, or you can have it sent to your email. A lot of ways to get your alerts, and I always get them. And also, yeah, the scanners and screeners that you set up on ThinkorSwim, you can set them up as a dynamic watch list that also comes over to your mobile. So I can set everything up on my computer, and then I can send it over. I'm gonna have to do a video on this because this is very important. But I can set it up on my computer, and then it'll send dynamically. It's automatically linked to my mobile, and so when I'm, if I go off to the grocery store or something like that, I can pull up my mobile and see what's new on the watch list, if something popped up, if something's starting to move, that kind of thing. Whereas with TradeStation, unless I just haven't found it, I can't see where that happens dynamically. Now I do see where it can automatically run the scans, run the screens every so often. But if I'm not mistaken, from what I've seen, that only runs when you have your platform open. So as far as being on top of new stocks that are running throughout the day, if you're not at the TradeStation desk, And maybe that's why it's Tradestation. You got to be at the station. You got to be there. Maybe that's why. But with ThinkorSwim, I mean, it's really set up to where it's all integrated. Plus, with Tradestation, if you open up the platform on your desktop, and then you want to go and open up the platform, any of the trading platform components on your web browser, it kicks you out of one. So it says, all right, well, you have another instance open, so you got to close out of one. Same way, you can't be on your desktop Tradestation and then open up your tablet Tradestation or your phone Tradestation, because if you do, it's going to kick you out of one. Whereas with ThinkorSwim, I can be on the desktop, I can be on the web browser, tablet, and phone all at the same time if I want to, and it doesn't kick me out of anything. So if you're trying to make use of, again, you know, if you have a slow computer or whatever, you just like have multiple screens open, you'd like to have the workstation set up while you turn over here and watch TV for a little bit, but you got your phone and your tablet with you over here. You can't see your monitor. You got your phone and your tablet with you. Or you walk downstairs to get something to eat, you got your phone and your tablet with you. Because again, on Tradestation, if you're not at the monitor, you don't get the alert. So even if I have my monitor set up and I want to go downstairs or step outside, you know, drink a quick sip of coffee or something, I'm not going to get any alerts. But on ThinkorSwim, I can step outside, bring my phone or my mobile with me, and I'll get the alerts. So that's powerful, because if you're sitting there watching a trade play out, and you know you have this hardcore set of rules or criteria, and then all of a sudden it comes through, well, you want to know that you want to know when it pops up, right? You want to know when it pops up, because you want to be able to then come back down to the trade desk and then make sure that you're ready to enter trade at the right time. Let's see, those are a bunch of nuggets. Those are a bunch of nuggets. Let's see if I had anything else. All right, talk about the scan, erase and undo. Quicker to get to the drawings, talk about that. Algos. Yeah, I feel like at some points, at some places, ThinkorSwim has less customization than does Tradestation. Like Tradestation, you can really move around the widgets on the screen. You can have multiple kind of workspaces and work desks set up. That's not I mean, that doesn't do it. I mean, it's nice. It's cute, but it doesn't do it for me compared to everything else. Yeah, so I think that's about it. Hope you guys got something out of this. I know I did. And again, this is for me. This is not for y'all. I am not a professional trader. None of this is professional advice. And I advise that you know, put your heart and soul into anything about trading if you really intend on doing anything with it, because it'll take a little bit of your heart and soul. But yeah, like I said, this is for me. So going through the process of this and talking it out and stuff, though, helps me a lot of the time. And this, you know, trading is it's a weird community. Like I'm in real estate, and there's a lot of people that do real estate and a lot of people that talk to you and stuff like that. Trading is kind of different, you know, with people you talk to about trading in the stocks, and like, yeah, well, you know, you make money, you lose money, don't do it. And some people like that about real estate too, but when it comes to stocks, and I won't say that it's not gambling. I'll say that most people, especially people who have lost, which would be most people, you know, they discourage investigating or engaging in the market. And so if you want to pursue something, anything, you know, then you need to have some motivational forces behind you. You don't want to hear somebody always talking about, nah, man, don't do it. So a lot of times, you know, I don't even talk to many people about, you know, day trading or stock investing, that kind of thing. And then the folks who are into it, you find a lot of people who will do the gambling piece, and that's not what I want to do. I want to take a methodical approach, algorithmic approach. So I want to study it, and I don't want to get too conflated with people who are just taking chances, throwing shots, seeing what sticks on the wall. So I don't talk to half people, because half people, or 90% of the people, are not fans of the industry. And the other set of people are not taking it seriously. And so you find yourself a lot of times sitting at the desk by yourself, and you don't talk to a lot of people about it. And so except for the people who want to hear about it, which there may not be a lot of those people either. But and that's why I say this video is not for you, it's for me. But if you got something out of it, or you want to get something more out of it, you want me to go over something, the more things that I can go over gives me more reason to study. It gives me, and so in that, I get the ability to get a little stronger, get a little bit better versed. So for now, this is Eric. I'm out. Peace. I mean, peace.